Okay, well, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you want to know about these Derwent Onyx pencils. I went and purchased a whole boatload of them, as you can see here. Yes, there is a lot of pencils in here. I can't remember exactly how many are in here. I think there's over 70 pencils here. And so, clearly it's, at probably near $1 a piece. That's not cheap. So what I wanted to do though is I wanted to address this one pencil right here, and that is the dark, the Derwent Onyx Dark. You see, it comes in two flavors. Okay, it comes in medium, as you can see here, medium, and it comes in dark. All right, so I already have one that's kind of worn down, so I'm going to go ahead and just use that one. And before we get into it, I want to show you why I would spend any time making a video about the Derwent Onyx pencil. You see, I went out and I was looking for a very dark pencil because I like to do portrait drawing with graphite pencils, and I need some dark pencils so that I can make the contrast deeper and the picture can pop. Okay, and you can check out some of my my photographs, my drawings at on Instagram, which happens to be at rickrat_drawings, and I'll just have it show up here. You can see where it is if you want to go check that out. You can even search online, and it should bring you to some site that will give you access to those Instagram drawings if you're interested. But anyway, this is not on drawing itself, but on these pencils. Note what it says here on the Blick website. Okay, this is where I bought my pencils, by the way. It says that Derwent Onyx pencils are made from smooth dark graphite that delivers dense, rich, jet black tones. And I want you to note this part here. Even darker than Derwent's graphite 9B. Okay? That's this pencil. This is a Derwent Graphic 9B. And near the end of this video, we'll see for ourselves if it really is darker than Derwent's Graphic 9B. I think you'll be surprised at the results. I certainly was, and I had already bought a whole boatload of those pencils. And here's what they say at the Derwent site itself. Their Onyx pencils, feeling moody? Look no further. Derwent Onyx is our blackest graphite pencil. Even darker than a 9B. And here they say even darker than a 9B, which is, it doesn't say our 9B, it says 9B. So that would apply everybody's 9B. But Blick said Derwent's Graphic 9B, so we'll stick with that, okay? Just to be fair. Okay. And I guess that's pretty much it. Add dent, shade, and tone. Okay, and they come in two flavors. Now, normally with a drawing pencil, you're going to get ratings that are like HB, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, or 2H, 3H, 4H, 5H. But they just simply go medium, dark. So I also went to compare to find what it is, but we'll do that later. Okay, first off, what I want to do here is I'm going to lay down some value with the dark pencil. Now, normally I'm not going to press really hard on a paper and ruin the tooth of my paper. But to take away any kind of doubt whatsoever, in this case I'm going to put my weight into it. Okay, so I am really going to lay down this graphite here. Okay. And seriously though, I don't think that if you want to go dark, that you should have to be pressing into your paper as hard as I am. And this is sketching paper from Canson, by the way. This is Canson sketching paper. So it's got a nice little tooth to pick up the graphite. This is what you would normally, you can draw on sketching paper, drawing. It's not like, watercolor or anything. Just good old sketching paper. Now I'm really drilling into this. Seriously, my arm is getting tired. Just for the pressure. I'm putting pressure into this thing here. And I'm going over it now with the sharp edge that it made because I wore it down. Because I'm going to get this thing as dark as I can get. Okay, but I mean it gets to the point of ugly here because I'm really look at that glare. Can you see that glare? That's what happens when you press with these soft pencils here. And I don't know if you can see that, but I've put indentations in that paper too. I mean, I can't get any darker than that with this pencil, right? Okay, now that's your Onyx Dark. Okay, and that's abusive. Now I'm going to put it down normal. Okay, so we can do both normal. Okay, and we'll call that abusive. That's extreme. Okay, now I'm going to just put it down. This is regular pressure. This is where you're putting it down. You're not letting the pencil just rest with its own weight. You are actually putting pressure. I'm putting pressure on the paper, okay? But I'm putting normal pressure, the kind that people would expect if they're going to be checking a pencil. And I want you to notice how much different it looks. And now I'm going to do is I'm going to cross hatch, okay? And you can see I'm getting a little darker because I'm cross hatching. I'm filling in the tooth from different angles. Now let's go in here like so. But I'm not destroying the tooth of the paper. I don't want to do that. When I'm drawing portraits, I don't want to destroy the tooth of my paper. I want that texture to continue. And besides, it really messes things up. And it causes even more glare problems when you do that. All right. You can see how much more glare that is because of how hard I press down. This would be how I would really want to compare a pencil. And this would be normal pressure, okay? And then you could just keep drawing on top and putting layer upon layer upon layer upon layer just to get it to be as